I feel like there's a disclaimer that needs to happen for developer relations. There is so little consistency in how developer relations is handled across different companies. So I'm going to tell you the pros and cons of DevRel across the board and give you a little bit of context so you know what to expect if you're interested in getting into DevRel. One of the biggest cons of DevRel, it is very hard to get time to code when you're doing developer relations. Not necessarily because your company doesn't think you need time to code, just that there is so much to do. Your attention is really going across the board into blog posts, YouTube videos, collaborations, live streams, everything that the company wants to be involved in, you have to be involved in. So that means your time is precious, very limited. I personally have found myself having to work till midnight just to study and just find time to code after I've already put in a full work day. I alternate between content weeks, so I queue up as much content as possible in a single week, and then that gives me 2 or 3 weeks worth of content so that the following week I can focus wholeheartedly on the community, building things that is relevant for our community and contributing to the source code whenever possible. I am teaching developers how to do things. That means I should probably be doing a fair amount of development, I think. Finding time for continued learning is another very important thing that you need to negotiate with your team and make sure that you're getting time for. If you want to continue putting out high quality technical content, I don't think that it's going to be a reasonable expectation for you to do all of your studying outside the role. Another thing to keep in mind is that you're on camera all the time. So if you struggle to talk to a camera, get practice doing it. If you're somebody who kind of just wants to hermit in a corner and write code all day, maybe developer relations is not for you. On that same note, you have to socialize a lot. You need to be able to make people feel comfortable no matter who they are. You need to be relatable. It takes a massive amount of empathy to thrive in developer relations. Another thing that I would consider a con is that when you're looking to create content, there's so much to learn, so much strategy that you need to know to be successful. There is bureaucracy that gets put into that mix. If you're used to creating content on your own where you have full autonomy, it will be different than if you are creating your own content. Another point is that it can be stressful. Don't think that DevRel is just going to be an easy way out if you're somebody that has some technical abilities, but you want to choose the easier job that still gives you a good compensation. You're going to be in for a major reality check. Just the context switches in developer relations are insane. You have technical skills that need to be at the forefront of what you're doing. You need to be interacting with developers. You need to be keeping all of that current. And then you also have the creative side of the job and the social side of the job where you're managing communities and you're creating relevant content and you're doing audience research, I hope. You have to have such a well-rounded skill set. You definitely have to have very good organizational skills and the ability to say when enough is enough and manage your own workload accordingly. Every single time that you're doing a context switch, it takes a certain amount of mental capacity from you. You have to be very intentional of when you're switching contexts and try and minimize them as much as possible. Hence why I do my weekly scheduling like I do. That being said, I do think that it is a pro that you have both this creative outlet and a technical outlet. So if you're somebody who likes to think outside the box and get challenged in that way, you have that outlet for you in DevRel, but you also are able to code and still be a developer. I would also say that doing developer relations can make you a better programmer or entrepreneur. You are working so closely with the community and with user feedback and with creating things that are relevant to your audience and voicing on behalf of the audience what changes should be made internally for your products. This would tie in really well if you have your own company or you're a developer, how you can relate to them and empathize with them and effectively strategize what it is that your audience wants, the better your outcomes will be from a business point of view or for getting traction on your software projects. You're getting paid to learn to create amazing content that is super relevant, doing audience research, learning what those metrics mean, learning how to adapt, and figuring out what the best tactics are. You're getting tons of practice, and also you get cool stuff like backgrounds and nice cameras and lighting and all of that stuff because it's a key part of your setup to produce amazing content. You being in developer relations and public facing, you get all the cool stuff first, which is really fun. So I would also list that off as a pro. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to keep kicking ass. Okay, bye.